Hey, good evening. Let me ask you a question. Are you building something that will last? I asked that question on my last video, and I was focusing on First Corinthians chapter 3, verse 10 through 15, and it says, "By the grace God has given me, I laid a foundation as a wise builder, and someone else is building on it. But each one should build with care, for no one can lay any foundation other than the one already laid, which is Jesus Christ. If anyone builds on this foundation using gold, silver, costly stones, wood, hay, or straw, their work will be shown for what it is, because the day will bring it to light. It will be revealed with fire, and the fire will test the quality of each person's work. If what has been built survives, the builder will receive a reward. If it is burned up, the builder will suffer loss, but yet will be saved, even though only as one escaping through the flames. So the question I ask you is, are you building something that will last? Will it last through the test? And tonight's video is about the Disney effect. Now, I want you to understand this is not an advertisement of Disney. Disney's not paying me to do this video, nor am I relating Disney to the scripture that I just read to you. By no means. My goal in tonight's video is to help you to see practically how you can better steward the assignment that God has your business on. How you can better steward and create, by the grace God has given you, to create a business that will last and stand the test of times. And so I'm going to give you some practical ways this evening that you can take your business and implementing your business and truly see your business create an impact in the lives of people. I was actually thinking about calling this video the Disney Impact. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some things that I've learned uh, through through my own journey in the customer experience space in corporate, as well as ministry, being a senior pastor for nearly 10 years. What I've learned about what we're assigned to do and called to do. And so I'm going to share with you three things today that you can do that cost little to no money that can cause you to be a giant in your business field. Three things that you can do that cost little to no money that can cause you to be a giant in your business field. You know, one of the things we like to do as a family, my wife and 4 kids, um, our favorite place to go is Disney. We love going to Florida. We love, I mean, even just the ride there. Now we're about 7 hours away, but just going there, the drive is, we enjoy it. It creates such an expectation. We get excited about it. I mean, we look forward to how the kids are going to respond to the experience. And as I was preparing to teach this particular message and share with you all, I was really thinking about that. Man, we don't sit and think about how much this costs, how much that costs, how much we have to budget for this trip. We don't think about, the cost of living. We don't think about any of these things because we're so focused in on the experience. And it's amazing that when you actually talk with people, Disney is almost being advertised through conversation because what we share creates a sense of excitement in someone else, and they want to go and be a part of the experience, which is really what we focus on at Billionaire Enterprise. We focus on helping businesses, entrepreneurs, ministries create unforgettable experiences. I take the things that I've learned, read, studied on, walked through, and I'm taking it and I'm saying, here, this is what we can do for your business. This is what we can do for your ministry. Let's create an unforgettable customer experience and truly leave a mark in this world. And that's my assignment. And so, while we're back to focusing on the family trip, we love going there. I mean, it's like regardless of how hot it is, what else is out there to do, that's one of our favorite places to go. And and as I was preparing to teach on this, I'm just going to share some numbers with you. Just in within the last, between 2024, Disney has employed over 230,000 people. They have employed over 230,000 people. I mean, on an annual basis, they have over 140 million annual visits from families. Over 140 million visits. Once again, this is not about promoting Disney, but what I'm showing you is that how much greater is God calling his children to build something that honors him, to build something that reflects him. I believe we lose sight of that because we get uh, we focus on ourselves, right? We get to focusing on our needs, our wants. But here's what I've learned about, you know being successful. The greatest success comes from when we spend most, not all of our time focusing on meeting the needs of others. And so when we talk about impact, when you talk about what your business is here for, here's going to be three things that you can do today. It's going to cost you little to no money. That can cause you to be a giant in your business field. And number one is identify those that your business has been called to serve. God created, he put the desire in you. He created you. He created you and I. He created us, and he put the desire in us. And that desire it begins to, when we follow that desire that God put in us, right? It begins to produce a fruit in our lives. And yours may, as has become a business or ministry or nonprofit. Now we must realize, who am I to serve? What people am I being called to serve with this gift, with this desire that God put in me? So that's the first thing. As a business owner, you have to identify those that you've been called to serve. Even in Matthew 15:24, Jesus tells us that he's been sent to the lost sheep of Israel. He was specifically aware of whom he was sent to, right? And so I'm going to say this, that listen, no one can serve everyone, and this is us. No one can serve everyone, but you are called to serve someone. What do I mean by that? God uses all of us to reach certain people that will be receptive to, whether it's our life, our condition, our financial situation, our jobs, careers, ministries, our race, even, right? So God has placed all of us in the body of Christ. And while no person, no one individual can reach and serve everyone, he has called everyone to serve someone. And so as a business owner, your first thing is, okay, Lord, now that I have this business, who am I called to serve? Right? And once I've gotten that part out of the way, which is a huge part, you've gotten that part out of the way. Now what I do is, next step is I create a system around an experience. What do I mean by that? Let's use an example of, okay, as a babysitter. If you're a babysitter, right? You can say, well, I'm a babysitter. That's what I do. And you simply get kids, you recruit parents, you watch their kids, you get paid for it, right? Job done. That's if you're just focusing on getting paid, you're just focusing on accumulating children that you're watching. But now let's take that and look through the eyes of the experience, right? And so now you take, okay, I have four parents, and what I can do is I can either focus on getting 10 to 20 parents, or I can focus on creating an experience with those parents that I do have. I can create a text system. I can create where they can text me or get regular updates on how their children are doing, even video footage of so that they can be comfortable enjoying their time out. I mean, I know as a parent, if we were to allow children to go stay at a babysitter's house, for them to say, you know what, we have a text system here set up where you can just receive regular updates. You also can log into our video camera footage where you can only see how the children are interacting and seeing how their overall experience is going. I'm telling you, I would, as a parent, there wouldn't be an amount of money like just that have that comfort, that peace, and that assurance to know that our children are being well taken care of. Um, I mean, now it goes from, you know, man, let's see if how many other babysitters are out there to know this is our babysitter, right? This is our babysitter. This is who we want. She can go up on her prices. She can do what she needs to do, and we'll pay the price. Why? Because of the experience. And so you create a system around that experience. You don't just leave it. So if you sell a product, you can you can you can take that product. Now you can implement some pieces here. So you can do a thank you letter, right? You can do a uh, you can follow up to see how they're enjoying that product, right? So now you're creating a system around the experience, documenting your customer journey from start to finish, from their time of finding out about your business to the very follow up after they made the purchase and weeks down the road. So now you're creating a system around it, around the experience. So that takes little to no money. That's actually just planning, just putting time in to create the experience for those that you call to serve. And so that's just a small piece of what you can do as a business owner to enhance your business, to stand out from competition, to be the Disney in your business field, to be the giant in your business field. You go from focusing solely on transactions to transformation. How do I transform this one-time customer and turn into a lifelong advocate for my brand? And how do I do that? First, I know who I'm serving. I know those that I'm called to serve, and I focus on it. The quickest way to begin to make a true impact is to focus on those you're called to serve, and then create a system around an experience. So you visualize what that experience is and what you want it to be, and you say, okay, here is the experience. Now you begin to show this. You make a checklist, and this is something a checklist that everybody in your organization can follow on how to respond and how to treat every person that comes through your doors, that's online, that you're serving, what have you. You create those signature touch points within their experience. So from the start of it, from their welcoming to while they're browsing, while they're in your store, whether it's a store location or whether it's online, you create these touch points that speaks to them, right? You create these touch points, some signature things that you can do. You can do a personalized thank you email. You can using the customer's first name when you're following up with remembering first name. So you implement these within your business, and so now if everyone from the top all the way to the bottom now remembers customer's name because you implemented this in the beginning. And you simply create a checklist. You create a checklist around the experience system that you created. So everyone is on the same page. Everyone is operating according to the same mission and the same vision. And now customers feel like not only does the owner care about me, but everybody that's a part of this organization feels the exact same way. And so these are some ways that you can do that cost little to no money, that can cause lasting impact. And as you continue to build your business, you take these pieces that I've given you and you say, okay, let's build on it, right? You start creating signature moments, create signature moments like surprises, even do like a surprise follow up, something that leaves a lasting impact in the lives of people that you're serving. And so while we look at the example of tonight, Disney, they strategically plan every part of their park so that you have a certain feeling as you go from one place to the next. Everything from the ground changes, the how the cast members are dressed, how they approach you, how they address you. Everything changes so that they want you to experience something different throughout the park, and it continues to transform visitors to lifelong advocates to almost where they're doing little to no advertisement, it seems anyway, on their own. They have people who speak for them. As we share of our experience, it stirs up that in someone else, and now they want to experience it. So you can be the brand, you can be the next global giant because you're taking some of these pieces that I've shared with you and implement them in your business. Thank you. Listen, thank you all for joining me. I pray that you got blessed by what you've heard today. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Tune in for next week for my next week's message. I'm excited to share that with you. And God bless you. Have a great evening.